Killeen's one of those towns that has kind of a colored past, present, and future. But these are gonna be the top 5 things that you did not know about Killeen. Let's get into it. All right, now I'm sure if you Google Killeen, you will find all sorts of things, probably mostly crime related. So we're gonna keep it on the lighter side of things for this video and get into the 5 things that I guarantee you did not know about Killeen. Number 5 is gonna be one that you might know actually. Elvis used to live here. So Elvis lived in the northern side of Killeen, really close to the base in the 1950s with his parents when he was stationed here, serving in the military. Now, I'm not a huge Elvis fan. Cue the Chuck D. Not a fan at all, but a good friend of mine, Micah Allen Johnson, actually bought that house and wanted to turn it into a museum. That didn't work out, so she put it for auction on eBay. It actually sold super quick. It's still here, and it's like a mild tourist attraction, but I'm not gonna give away the address because there are people that live there and they probably don't even know that Elvis once lived there. Number 4, Killeen was actually your typical wild western town back in the 1800s. Like, there was nothing here. There was a school, a train station, a saloon, and like a couple stores, and that's pretty much it. Now, Killeen was like built around this train station, like so much so that it was named after the assistant manager, not even the main manager, the assistant manager of the railroad, and he never even stepped foot in Killeen. But that's how important the railroad was to this town. And fun fact, shootouts were a common thing here. So maybe there's just something in the air, but shootouts have been a thing here since the 1800s. Of course, they put Camp Hood in a little bit later, then the military population moved in. It kind of grew and sprawled out from there. But if you go and dig deep in the history of Killeen, it will look like every other Wild West town that you see in the movies. Number 3. Killeen is sister cities to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Osan, South Korea. Now, what does even sister city mean, right? It's really just a partnership made between 2 cities. Kind of the high-ranking officials come together and say, we're gonna exchange information, exchange cultural stuff, and just kind of have a relationship back and forth. I think why that is significant is because the population here. So there's a really big Korean population as well as Puerto Rican population. So I think how that happened is, since we're a military town, the military has been a great stepping stone for a lot of Puerto Rican citizens, and then they kind of just come here and don't leave. And then as far as South Koreans, we have military posts in South Korea. A lot of people go out there and they found love and they would come, move back to the States and find Texas, Killeen, Texas, and love it here and basically never leave. So those are our 2 sister cities. Number 2 thing that you did not know about Killeen at all. Of course, Fort Hood is like the #1 employer. But aside from that, KISD, which is the Killeen Independent School District, that is the #2 employer, and it employs about 3% of the population. There's 31 elementary schools here, 11 middle schools, 5 high schools, and 3 special use campuses. And that's like over 6,100 people and growing. So as far as I hear from some of the teachers who I've helped get into homes, it's a really great place to work. And I just think it's cool that like the education system is one of the drivers of the economy here. The #1 thing that you did not know about the Killeen area, which is a little bit of a cheat because it's actually Fort Hood, but you know, Fort Hood is our lifeblood. Fort Hood is actually going to change its name to Fort Cavazos, and that name change will take effect in 2024. Now, it's named after the first Hispanic brigadier general and 4-star general in like all the years of the military. He did 33 years in service and he died in 2017. Now, I think that name change is gonna be a welcome change for the majority of the community, as well as the base, because there's been just a ton of bad press around that name Fort Hood, and maybe that change in name brings a little bit of change in culture and we can get rid of some of the cobwebs that kind of muck up the reputation of Killeen. All right, so that's the top 5 things that you did not know about Killeen. Here at Next Quest, we want to be your #1 resource for all things real estate related. So if you have a real estate goal, we want to help you meet it. If you can reach out, send an email, comment, whatever you want to do, we're glad to talk to you. If this video brought you any value at all, like, subscribe, comment, all the things that YouTube likes, and we will appreciate that as well. Thanks for spending a little bit of time here with me today. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.